Today on the Cardinal Sports Network, your Lawrence Cardinals will be taking on the Pemberton Hornets in varsity baseball. Now let's send it up to the field where announcer from WRRC will take over.
And we are back here at Sunny Nataka's Field getting ready to kick off game number 1 of the 2025 NJSIAA Central Jersey Group 3 State Tournament here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, part of today's broadcast of Lawrence High School Baseball here on the Retro Radio. Trey Wright, Lindsey Scarola, and CJ Jackson bringing you the action here. Connor Crowley, the senior who was named the Male Athlete of the Year here yesterday by Lawrence High School, will start on the mound for the Cardinals, and he is 5-1 here in 2025 with 45 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 43 hits, 19 runs. 10 of those runs were earned, 11 walks, 51 strikeouts, and an ERA of $1.53 for the Rutgers commit for next year. We'll take a look at the Hornets starting lineup here with Javon Linares, the sophomore catcher, leading things off for the Hornets. Brendan Arnwine and Avery Lacey, the 2 in the 3 spots. Ty Alexander, Owen Soto, and Aiden Taveras. In the middle of the order, Mark Lewis, Anthony Helm, and Michael Baker. 7, 8, and 9 holes. Glad we could have everybody aboard here today. Set to be a fantastic day for baseball. Here for both of these teams, we open up the 2025 rendition of the Central Jersey Group 3 State Tournament. Javon Linares will tap into the batter's box. He's batting .224 on the season. Let's get on the go, and it starts with a foul tip to the service building behind home plate. We're underway in the playoffs. Linares has 8 hits on the season. 3 of those were doubles, 8 RBIs. The Hornets have exactly 100 hits on the season and 99 runs. That sweeper is low and inside from Connor Crowley, and the count will go 1-1. It's been about 2 weeks since we have had a game here at Sunny Nataka's Field. Here's a ground ball straight over to Seneca Sumners at short. Lofts it all the way to Aiden Crowley at first. The first out's recorded. Routine 6-3. We're underway as we'll take a look at the field here for the Cardinals. Connor Crowley on the hill, Drew Domkin behind the dish. Aiden Crowley, Ariel Guzman, Seneca Sumners, and Connor Williver around the horn, first to third. Josh Vakrowski, Aiden Poot, and Teek Toto left to right in the outfield. And it brings up the lefty, Brendan Arnwine, who grounds one right over to Aiden Crowley. First pitch, second out. The Cardinals are in business quickly, 2 away here in the top of the first. Arnwine swung on the first pitch that he saw, grounded out right towards Aiden Crowley. And it brings up Avery Lacey. 2 righties and a lefty here for Connor Crowley to work with. We get his first called strike of the afternoon. He starts ahead in the count 0-1. Lacey, the sophomore, batting .286 on the season, 14 hits, a triple, and 2 doubles. With 9 RBIs, count goes 1-1 on that outside curveball from Connor Crowley, trying to start things off with a shutdown inning for the Cardinals in the top of the first. Foul to the service building once again by Lacey, and he's down to his final strike. It's 1-2 with 2 away.
Yeah, 2 quick outs. He had the 2 weak ground balls to get the 1 and 2 hitters. Now, 2 gone. He kind of has free reign of this at bat, but he's still going up, attacking the hitter here. Now he's got 2 strikes, gonna put him away.
Here's the delivery there, and it's a ground ball, just goes foul down 3rd Avenue, where Eric Talarico will grab that, the third base coach and the captain of this Pemberton ship. Lacey will stay alive, the sophomore righty, facing the senior on the hill. Crowley gets a sign from Dobkin. We'll do the 1-2 once again fouled off for the service building. Lacey with 14 hits on the season so far for the right-handed sophomore. Wash, rinse, repeat here. 1-2 on the way towards Lacey and right down Broad Street for a called strike 3. Strikeout number 1 of the afternoon, 52 of the season. Connor Crowley dealing on the hill right now, and the Cardinals are able to clean sweep the Hornets in the top of the first. They go down 1-2-3.
I mean, that's exactly how you want to start off this game, so now let's get the bats going in the bottom of the first.
We'll see what Lawrence is able to do here when we come back to Cardinals baseball on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Michael Baker will take the hill here for the Hornets in the bottom of the first inning on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Trey Wright, Lindsey Squirrel, and CJ Jackson bringing you coverage of today's contest here. That's Sunny Natakis Field in game number 1 of the NJSIAA Central Jersey Group 3 playoffs. Javon Linares will loft it all the way over to second. Aiden Poot will tap in here for the Cardinals. Poot pitched a beauty Saturday afternoon against Hamilton West. We'll see what the young junior is able to do here for the Cardinals. We take a look at today's Lawrence starting 9, brought to you by Breakfast with the Beatles with Allie Burton, airing every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. only on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. No changes here in the lineup here for the Cardinals over the last couple of games. It goes Poot, Connor Crowley, Teak Toto, Josh Vakrosky, the top 4, Connor Wilver, Aiden Crowley, Andrew Benitez, Drew Dobkin, and Seneca Sumners. The starting 9 here for the Cardinals. Michael Baker misses low and away on a fastball there, and the sophomore starts behind the count. It's 1-0. We'll take a look at the Pemberton Township High School field here. With Javon Linares behind the plate, on the hill is Michael Baker. That'll find the strike zone for the 1-1. Aiden Tavares at first, Brendan Arnwine at second, Avery Lacey at short, Ty Alexander at third. Left to right in the outfield, Anthony Helm, Owen Soto, Mark Lewis. 1-1 on the way towards Poot. That got away from Baker. And it's 2-1 strike here against Poot, who is batting .333 on the season, 28 hits so far for the junior, a career high. Looking for 29, and he'll get it right there with a stripe right through the 4-6 gap. First hit of the afternoon will go to the Cardinals, and it's a standing single from Poot. We're underway in the hits category.
Yeah, that was the perfect approach to this at-bat to start this game. Make Baker work for strikes. You know, missed one really wide there. The outside part of the plate looks to be kind of what we saw against Robbinsville on the inside. Very generous. Make him work for strikes. He got a pitch, just lined it out into center field.
Aiden Poot will dive back all the way over to first base on the pickoff attempt there between Baker and Tavares. Baker has pitched 37 and even 37 even innings pitched so far here in 2025 for Baker. Has allowed 25 hits, now make it 26. 24 runs, 15 of those were earned. 24 walks, 30 strikeouts, and an ERA of 2.84. 0-1 count towards Connor Crowley as Poot will dive back into first once again. We'll do it once more. It's Pemberton pitching unit with an ERA of 4.75 and a whip of 2. Runner goes. Poot will scull the way all the way over to second, and that looked like a chop there from Connor Crowley. And it's 0-2. Mayer was calling for the hit and run there, and it looked like Crowley was chopping at that with a sword. It extends Poot to second. Found that off there as Crowley to stay alive in the 0-2.
I don't really know what happened there.
All I know is we got a man in scoring position.
Sometimes you get into that mode, you know, calls for the hit and run, you get into that mode, you know, I'm swinging, and then the pitcher, you know, bounces 4 feet before the plate. Then you're like, yeah, you're already in that mode.
You're already in the motion. And that'll just miss outside there from Baker, and it's quickly 1-2. So Aiden Poot will successfully steal second. That's the 75th stolen base here for the Cardinals this season. Got a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first. That's popped into the air, right field. Running back over it is Lewis. He's not able to get it. Poot will come all the way around third. Going for third will be Connor Crowley. He'll get there in time. Oh, baby, a triple. Aiden Poot will score from second, an RBI triple from Connor Crowley, and the Cardinals are on the board here 1-0.
Not missing a step from that championship game. We saw a few triples there. Connor Crowley just pokes one down the line opposite field. He's got the wheels too. He extends all the way over to third. Even before, he was halfway to third before they even fielded that ball. I feel like if he was a little risky, he could have attempted it, but he'll stay at third.
So Aiden Pooh will become the game's opening run. It's quickly a 1-0 contest thanks to an RBI triple from Connor Crowley. Another triple from this Cardinals program. That's the second triple of the season for Connor Crowley. And it brings up Teak Toto, who's got 3 triples on the season, 2 home runs. He quickly jumps ahead 2-0 in the count.
Yeah, if Baker leaves one over the plate for Toto, we could be seeing a very far baseball.
Yeah.
It could be.
You talk about, how deep this outfield is here for the Cardinals as the 2-0 will come on here, and that's under the glove of Avery Lacey. An RBI single from Teak Toto doubles the lead. It's 2-0.
What I said earlier, that at-bat from Pooh just translated to Crowley, translated to Toto. Make Baker work for strikes, Make him work for strikes, puts it over the plate, be ready to swing. And you saw that 3 straight base hits here, not even an out recorded, got 2 runs across already. Whew. We could be seeing a massacre today.
This is proven why the Cardinals were the number 4 seed in the Central Jersey Group 3 bracket. Pemberton was off again. Lowe's jump there from Teak Toto, stealing second, but he's able to get there in time. I don't think Linares recognized that he was galloping all the way to the far bag in time. Another stolen base here for the Cardinals. Another runner in scoring position makes Vakrowski's life just that easier.
I mean, Tikto, he also got some speed, so he's going to make that bag.
So Baker in a little bit of trouble. That gets away from Linares. Toto's on his horse with a hot corner. So Pemberton really stumbling out of the gate here early in the bottom of the first. They have not been able to record an out yet. Toto extends to third on the wild pitch. Josh Vakrowski looking to bring him home. It's 1-1 towards Vakrowski. Low and inside towards Vakrowski. And the count goes ahead 2-1 with a runner at third. Lawrence leads 2-0 thanks to a pair of RBIs from Connor Crowley and Teak Toto. 2-1 on the way towards Vakrowski, and that just catches the outside corner to even the count at 2. Vakrowski batting .362 on the season, 29 hits, 11 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run with 29 RBIs. Leads the team in hits, doubles, and triples, and RBIs. He'll line that one to the into the glove of Avery Lacey, and finally getting one out there are the Hornets, but a run comes across, make it 30 RBIs for Josh Vakrowski. On the fielder's choice, 3-0 Cardinals lead.
You'd like to extend that hit streak to 4, but he did his job. Hard contact, able to score Teak Toto from third, put one more on the board. He should be feeling happy about that at bat.
Looking for that 20 or that 30th hit as well, looking to be into the 30 for 30 club. Williver trying to beat the race over to first on the ground ball, but he's not in time. 2 away on a pair of 6-3s for the Hornets. Williver swung on the first pitch that he saw, grounded that to Lacey, threw it over to Veris for the routine 6-3, and finally an out comes here for Pemberton without a run coming across. Bases are clear here for Aiden Crowley. Cardinals looking to keep the rally going. They lead by a trio. Crowley looked for the surprise bunt opportunity with Ty Alexander playing far back at third. It's 1-0 with 2 away. And we're talking about the ERA and the WHIP here. As the count goes, 1 ball, 1 strike. We're talking about the Pemberton ERA and WHIP before Connor Crowley lined that ball into third. You got a .475 ERA here collectively for Pemberton. They've got a WHIP of 2, so they're averaging about 2 base runners every inning. It's not what you want for Pemberton. Big part of the reason why they're 7-9. Of course, they were playing in the BCSL, which is one of the toughest conferences to play here in the Garden State. That pops in and out of the glove of Javon Linares. He'll come back right in front of us to retrieve it. It's 3-1 towards Aiden Crowley. Allowed 117 runs coming into today, make that 120. 69 earned runs, 88 walks, 115 strikeouts, and 18 plunked batters. 3-1 on the way towards Crowley. That's a worm burner from Baker. Ball 4 will go in, brings up Andrew Benitez. Cardinals dealing things right now. Another runner on the base paths here.
Yeah, Benitez has to make sure he stays back because even Baker's fastball, you got to wait on just a little bit longer than what we're used to. It's not the fastest, but Benitez hasn't had great success with any off speed, so he's got to wait for it.
And a balk is called against Baker, who wasn't set in time after that pickoff attempt. Or was it? The umpires will have a quick talk about it. Aiden Crowley will extend to second for now.
Yeah, I believe he called a balk. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
the home plate umpire is just confirming.
And will go down as a balk so another runner in scoring positions here for the Cardinals. They have had 4 runners on the base path so far in this bottom of the first. All of them have been able to get to at least second base. 3 of them have been able to score to make it a 3-0 game. So it makes Benitez's job a little bit easier there with no force out at second. That gets away from Linares, and Crowley will extend to the hot corner, 90 feet away from quadrupling the lead. And a very bad start here for the Hornets. They've let 3 come across so far. They were able to get a pair of outs. But another wild pitch there from Baker, his second passed ball of the afternoon, his third passed ball of the afternoon, I should say. Will make another run 90 feet away from coming across the plate. And that gets away from Linares once again. Aiden Crowley will come across home plate. It's not a drive in a deep left field, but it'll still make it a 4-0 ball game, and we'll keep the headset on.
Yeah, I think every Cardinal that comes up to bat now, I think you just got to stand there and wait for that first pitch, that first strike.
It's going to be a game of waiting for that perfect pitch.
So Baker behind the count, 2-0 towards Benitez, who swings and a miss on that one. Got away from Linares once again. That is the 3rd straight passed ball there from both Baker and Linares. And that duo not working so far here for Pemberton, who trails by 4 right now. So Benitez still ahead in the count, 2-1 with 2 away. Swings for the fences on that one, lines it into the parking lot, quickly deuces wild.
By the reaction of that, it hit a car.
Somebody, I think it was that Chrysler that just got nailed in the windshield. We'll confirm during the break whenever that may come.
Oh boy.
Safe light repair, safe light replace. 2-2 on the way, and that was all the way in the stratosphere there from Baker, and the count goes full towards Benitez. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Lawrence leads 4-0 into the bottom of the first. And striking out there for Benitez on an off-speed from Baker will finally end the onslaught. The Cardinals tack 4 on the board here in the bottom of the first. Pemberton still looking for their first base run of the afternoon as we'll go to the top of the second here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So the Cardinals offense will rear its head in that first or top bottom of the first here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Cardinals lead 4-0 here, with Pemberton looking to respond offensively after going down 1-2-3 to start off the game. Winner of this game will advance to the next round of the Central Jersey Group 3 state tournament here. State tournament time has come upon us, and the Cardinals have already got 1 tournament checked off on their box. They're looking for another. The furthest that this group has made it. As Ty Alexander will go ahead and count 1-0. The furthest that this group has made it in a state tournament was the state sectional finals back in 2023 with a 10-7 loss to Middletown North on the road. The Cardinals will have at least the first 2 games of this tournament played at home. The semifinal and the final round may be up in the air as Alexander fouls that to the parking lot for the 1-2. 2-1, I should say. Of course, you look at everybody that's in this conference. Northern Burlington, the top seed, they're going to be tough to beat. Swinging strike there for Ty Alexander will even the count at 2. Alexander, a big boy, and he's had some big boy numbers this season so far, batting .209 with 9 hits and 7 RBIs for the junior. That's grounded straight to Yariel Guzman. Whips it to Aiden Crowley for the 4-3, 1 away. Brings up Owen Soto, and I know you guys are probably going to say something about his last name being Soto, being Yankees fans and all.
No. I might just
Not
out of
everything's
spite.
about Soto.
Well, if he does the Soto shuffle, then you guys are going to yap about it.
No, CJ
Then I'll be
will.
furious.
Swing and strike there from Soto to go down 0-1.
Yeah, Hopkins has to be careful on that. He got hit with the backswing on that, on the arm there.
Oh.
So that could have been catcher's interference. He got away with one there.
Yep.
Oh no, backswing would be interference.
0-1 on the way, making it an 0-2. Called second strike there against Soto, who's batting .156 on the season for the Hornets. 7 hits, 7 RBIs for number 4, the junior. 0-2 on the way, and make it a 1-2-3 towards Soto. 5 straight outs here for the Cardinals to start off the contest, and it brings up Aiden Taveras.
Now, if that kid's name was Juan, he would have watched all 3 of them.
Oh, boy.
Aiden Taveras, batting .233 on the season, the only Hornet with a home run here in 2025, 4 doubles and 9 RBIs. That just kissed the low and inside corner there for the called first strike. Two strikeouts on the day so far for Connor Crowley, and fouling that one off was Taveras. Quickly down 0-2.
Yeah, Connor Crowley's making very quick work of these hitters. Weak ground ball over to second, 3-pitch strikeout to Soto. Now he's got Taveras in an 0-2 count. He can put this hitter away.
Dobkin gives the sign, 0-2 on its way, high and inside for the 1-2. Mark Lewis in the on-deck circle. He's batting .182 with 4 hits and a double on the season. Here's the motion from Crowley, and got Taveras swinging there. Another 1-2-3 sign for the Cardinals. We'll put the Lawrence offense back in the box here, looking to extend their 4-0 lead here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
We're here back for today's coverage of Lawrence Cardinals baseball on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. 4-0 Lawrence leads after 3 hits and 4 runs come across in the bottom of the first. We go to the bottom of the second here with the Cardinals looking to add on to that with Drew Dobkin, Seneca Sumners, and Aiden Poot. Due up here for Lawrence. Pemberton has not been able to get a base runner on the paths just yet. And they'll have to deal with this Cardinals offense, who has been very busy here so far in 2025. Got a .311 average with .433 slugging. A lot of hits have come across here for the Cardinals, a lot of runs as well. 76 stolen bases now for the Cardinals, including today. Have drawn 108 walks, including this afternoon. They've been able to be really, really offensive here as Drew Dobkin will put this one into the triangle. Running back for it is Mark Lewis, however. He'll make the grab. 1 pitch, 1 away. Dobkin lines out deep into right. I thought that Lewis was going to have to run up a lot more than that, but it just carried a little bit in the outfield. Lewis was able to make the grab and quickly 1 away here for the Hornets in the bottom of the second.
I mean, also Drew Dobkin, he had really good contact. He just hit it right at Lewis.
Seneca Sumners will go down 0-1 in his count. As we take a look at a little bit of the bracket here for the Cardinals. For the Group 3 state tournament, I should say. Here's a ground ball that stays fair here. Sumner's trying to run it out. And just able to make the grab in time was Taveras. 2 away, and that just barely stayed in play. Ty Alexander grabbed it and able to turn a tricky but must need it out, and quickly 2 away at the top of the order, flips back over for Lawrence.
Yeah, that's a tough play because it's one of those where it's it's hit, but it's not very hard. It's right down the line, and you have to field it because it's going to hit the base. That ball was 100% going to hit third base. So you have to come up, field it, make a good throw. That's the farthest throw across the infield, all the way at third base. So it was tough, but Seneca didn't quite make it there.
High fastball towards Aiden Poot will put him ahead in the count. Looked a little inside, but the umpire will say it's into the strike zone. Count goes 1-1 with two away. Poot is 1 for 1 with a single, and right now the go-ahead run in this contest. It's driven in by Connor Crowley, who's in the on-deck circle. That didn't even reach home plate. Linares was able to block it before it went to the backstop. Nobody's on the base paths anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. 2-1.
Yeah, it looks like Baker's having a hard time throwing that off speed for strikes. I don't think we've seen one today.
Way outside, and the count goes 3-1 towards Poot. As we take a look at the bracket here, Northern Burlington playing Red Bank Regional here. That game starting in about 10 minutes' time. Hopewell Valley will play Brick. We'll have to see if that game is being streamed by WBCB. High and tight for a ball 4 for Poot. Has been on base both times here so far today. We do know that Hamilton West taking on Jackson Memorial on the road. That is being streamed. We'll update you guys on the score when it comes through. That game will get started about 4 o'clock Eastern time in about 40 minutes. Of course, the Cardinals playing Pemberton right now, up 4-0 on this side of the bracket. Burlington Township will play West Hampton Tech with Nottingham on the road against Middletown South. That game gets started at about 40 minutes time as well. Steinert's on the road to face Colts Neck. Our very own Jordan Hirsch on the call for WBCB as Poot will dive back into the foxhole. Finally, Brick Memorial will take on Freehold Borough. That game kicks off at 3:45. Poot looking for the steal. He'll get there in time. His second stolen base of the afternoon. Another Cardinals in scoring position. And it's 1-0. Brick Memorial came off of their first ever Shore Conference win against Red Bank Catholic a couple of days ago. That's low and outside for the 3-0 towards Connor Crowley. And I was watching that game on Big State Sports, and Brick almost blew that game against Red Bank Catholic at the end, but the Mustangs were able to hold on for their first ever Shore Conference title. They're the number 2 seed in this tournament. Baker gets one back in a 3-0 count, making it 3 balls and 1 strike. Poot looking to score from second. Three-1 on the way towards Connor Crowley, who was walked. That's the third walk issued of the afternoon by Michael Baker. And calling timeout here will be Eric Tellerico, who's looking to have a word with his starting pitcher. We'll have to see if that'll be the end of the afternoon here for Baker.
I wouldn't think so. They didn't have anyone in their bullpen.
You know, he did get 2 quick outs and then back-to-back walks here. Teak Toto up the bat. I mean, I feel like any coach would go out there and give their guy a talk real quick with this guy up.
We're trying to instill some confidence. Hey, you got 2 force-out opportunities on a ground ball in the infield. Although you're facing Teak Toto, who's one of the most feared batters here in the Colonial Valley Conference. Runners are at first and second here. Poot at second. Ben Hogger will courtesy run for Connor Crowley at first. Teak Toto will step in. Toto's 1 for 1 with an RBI single. The lefty batter will face the righty pitcher. Baker looking for this elusive third out here. Throws one towards Toto, and that'll catch the strike zone just a little bit outside. Toto did not agree with the call. He's down 0-1.
You know, if this game was any closer, that'd be a huge issue all game, that outside corner, because even through 2 innings so far, we've seen 5 or more calls that have been
That gets away from wrong. Linares, but he's able to just barely block it with the heel, and it's quickly 1-1. Lawrence looking to extend their 4-0 lead here over the Hornets of Pemberton Township. Baker set at the belt, checks the runners, delivers. That's a ground ball that will just go foul. Toto fouls it down First Avenue, and Telrico thought that it was caught by Tavares right before it reached first base. But it'll go down as a foul ball, and Telrico is trying to argue his case there.
I think he has a pretty good one because I feel like that ball may have just hit the foul line.
I think it was definitely on the line when Tavares called it, and the call will stand, and it's quickly 1-2.
We'll take those.
So Toto will get one back here. 1-2 on the way from Baker, and striking out was Toto. So Toto will be the second strikeout of the afternoon here for the Cardinals. Both innings have ended off of strikeouts here for Lawrence. And it remains a 4-0 contest here for the Cardinals. That was much needed for Pemberton, keeping the Cardinals off of the board here even more. We'll see if they're able to respond with their bottom of the order coming up here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Top of the third here from Sunny Nataka's field. Lawrence leads 4-0 over Pemberton Township on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Trey Wright, Lindsey Scroll, and CJ Jackson bringing you coverage of the Cardinals taking on the Hornets here in game number 1 of the Central Jersey Group 3 state tournament. Mark Lewis will take a fastball high and outside to jump ahead in the count. And we are underway here in the third inning. Lewis batting .182 on the season with 4 hits. That one gets away from Dobkin. It's quickly 2-0. Correction on a couple of games being streamed. Lawrence and Steinert are the only 2 games that are being streamed here this afternoon. Hamilton West's game against Colts Neck is not being streamed. Actually, Hamilton West's game against Jackson Memorial is not being streamed. Game against Colts Neck between Colts Neck and Steinert is. Here's a shot going to the outfield. Will fall down for a base hit. Running around first and holding up at first will be Mark Lewis. Finally able to get it. Both a hit and a base runner on the board here is Pemberton trying to cut into this 4-0 deficit. So Lewis will get his 5th hit of the season. A little blooper off the neck of the bat. And it brings up Anthony Helm. Helm batting .206 on the season, 7 hits, 6 RBIs, and Connor Crowley in a little bit of trouble here with nobody out. That goes high and inside towards Helm, and the senior left fielder will jump ahead in the count 1-0. Pemberton looking to get 4 runs across here on the next couple of sides. That gets away from Connor Crowley, and jumping ahead by a pair is Helm.
Yeah, leadoff single to start the inning isn't what you want, but all the outs that weren't strikeouts have been on the ground, so we could be seeing a double play here.
That'll go into the strike zone there. 2-ball, 1 strike count here for Anthony Helm. Runner at first. Nobody out in the top of the third. Crowley gets a sign from Dobkin. 2-1 on the way. Check swing didn't go all the way around. It's 3-1. We'll have to see if Connor Crowley will get a talking to with Jim Mayer here if he walks Anthony Helm to bring Baker up. Helm calls time. He'll tap back in here. Lawrence leads 4-0. That could be in jeopardy here. 3-1 on its way. And that'll go inside at the belt level for ball 4. Runners at first and second, and Mayer will come out here to talk with his starter.
Yeah, that fastball just missed the inside part of the plate there. And he had the right idea to attack this bottom of the lineup here. That's what you have to do really for every team. You know, these hitters at the bottom of the lineup, you get down because you're trying to tinker with your stuff. Fastball, off speed, low and away. You're not getting chases. You just have to challenge them, you know, because these kids, they don't really hit very hard. So just put it out there. You got to get even, but just missed on the inside part of the plate.
Jim Mayer giving some guiding words here to his starting pitcher and his infield. 2 away, or rather, no, or 2 on with nobody away, I should say. And it brings up the 9-hitter of Michael Baker, who's batting 163. 7 hits on the season for the sophomore pitcher, and the third pitcher versus pitcher duel. Trying to lay down a bunt there was Baker. Goes off for the shin of Dobkin there, fouled away, and it's quickly 0-1. So the Hornets trying to play a little bit of small ball here. Baker taps back in, 2 on, nobody away. Crowley with the sign, bunt being laid down. That'll go down, and running into it was Aiden Crowley, threw it away. Everybody is safe. And a little bit of miscommunication there between between Connor Crowley and Drew Dobkin. Aiden Crowley threw it away. Everybody is safe, and now the game-tying run will come to the plate. And a huge golden opportunity for Pemberton to try to get back on here. And we saw that miscommunication from Robbinsville, and the Cardinals caught off with their pants down a little bit there.
I think what also occurred within that miscommunication was the fact that Baker was going around the ball as it was getting into play, as all 3 of them were coming in to try to field it, and just no one was able to. That
was just a mess. The bat was in play. Baker ran out of the box, was 2 feet on the field. It was just everybody in one circle. You had Aiden Crowley running out from first.
We'll have to see how that is scored here, and a foul tip goes into the glove of Dobkin. It's quickly 0-2. Lewis at third, Helm at second, Baker at first. And Linares with a grand slam would tie this game at 4. Linares in an 0-2 count with Brendan Arnwine in the on-deck circle. Crowley trying to get that elusive first out. Misses the outside low and outside corner there, quickly going 1-2. We saw Crowley have a similar performance against Hamilton West on Saturday, coming in to relieve, allow the Hornets to get back into the contest. This iteration of the Hornets looking for a little bit more here. Connor Crowley struggling a little bit here in this top of the third. His team does lead by 4. But if Linares is able to get on base here, Brendan Arnwine could hit a grand slam to give Pemberton their first lead. 1-2 on the way, and that got away from Dobkin, or that bounced in front of Dobkin, I should say. Got away from Crowley. It's quickly 2-2. Crowley trying to keep that away from Linares. Linares trying to get at least his 9th, maybe 10th RBI of the season. 2-2 on the way. Linares stays alive on a foul tip.
This team, they're coming alive, and you're talking about Linares. I'm worried about when Arnwine gets up, because this kid's batting over 500, so they're going to have to worry about him the most.
17 RBIs and 24 hits for Brendan Arnwine, who's in the on-deck circle. 2-2, bases loaded, nobody out. And that catches the outside corner there for a strikeout, a big out there for the Cardinals. That brings up Arnwine with a chance to tie it.
It just feels good to be on the right side of a bad call, because the outside part of the plate is that you throw it anywhere near it, this umpire's calling it a strike. Arnwine
has everything but a home run this season. Connor Crowley will attack the zone immediately to go up in the count 0-1. 1 away with the bases loaded. Lewis 90 feet away from putting Pemberton on the board. Helm at second, Baker at third. Game-tying run to the plate in the form of Brendan Arnwine. 0-1 on the way. That was high and outside from Crowley, evens the count at 1. Arnwine looking for his 25th hit of the season, trying to bring everybody home to put Pemberton back in the dance. 1-1 on the way. Check swing goes all the way around. It's quickly 1-2.
Nice off-speed from Connor Crowley there. You'd like that a little lower, but it seemed to work in his favor. Kind of dropped it into the top of the zone there. You know, you got to be a real good pitcher to throw that accurately.
Crowley set at the belt. Kicks and delivers towards Arnwine on the 1-2 and got him swinging. Got him on the low and inside fastball. 2 straight strikeouts for C-Crow, and it's 2 away.
There was 2 big back-to-back strikeouts, having the bases loaded, and now we can see Connor Crowley's getting back to his mojo.
He definitely is, and Crowley just trying to get back into that groove that we know he has been able to get into all season long. Coming into courtesy run in here for the Hornets is Octavius McGill. He will replace Michael Baker at first. So it's Lewis, Helm, and McGill around the horn, third to first. It brings up Avery Lacey with a chance to try to bring Pemberton back into this dance. Bases loaded, 2 away. Connor Crowley set at the belt, kicks, delivers, and that just misses upstairs there for the 1-0 towards Lacey, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, looking back in the top of the first. Dobkin gives the sign to Crowley. Crowley kicks, delivers. That'll find the zone, that time 1-1. That high and outside strike zone looks to be the spot to pound here today. 1-1 the count towards Lacey, who's 0 for 1, trying to bring home some runners. Bases loaded with 2 away. That gets away from Dobkin, but is able to track it down in time to where Lewis wasn't able to tag third in time. He'll stay on here. It's 2-1, and Cardinals dodging another bullet there.
Yeah, Drew Dobkin back there, one of the best defensive catchers I've ever seen. He's a complete wall back there, but occasionally when one does get by him, it doesn't go very far.
2-1 on its way, and that's right down Broad Street. Deuces wild here for the Cardinals. Lawrence leads 4-0, top of the third here, bases loaded. Game-tying run at home plate here for Avery Lacey. Fans beginning to come to their feet here at Sonny Natakis Field. Crowley set at the belt, delivers on the 2-2. Ground ball right through the hole for a base hit. Lacey draws in 2 runs here, and Pemberton cuts the lead to 2.
Just not where you really want that pitch, especially 2-2, because this hitter's in full swing mode. He's looking for something to drive there, and he got a nice fastball, kind of high there, drove it out, line drive past Seneca Sumner's. Maybe a little slower. He has a chance at a diving play, but you watched him kind of, he lunged at it, but he knows that it's too hard and too far for him to kind of field cleanly.
So Pemberton is not done in this contest yet, as Ty Alexander fouls it off of his Achilles heel. And it is a brand new ball game right now. Now Ty Alexander has a chance to take the lead here with a grand slam. Cardinals lead by 2. It's a score of 4-2 here in the top of the third. Crowley checks the runners back at second, and he'll get reset as McGill will tag the far bag. McGill at second, Lacey at first. That's popped into the air, and the count goes quickly 0-2 towards Alexander. There's a young fan looking to grab that foul tip.
We have runners on first and second. That just gives the force play at any base.
Cardinals looking for a ground ball to end this year. Pemberton has had 7 batters come up so far in this side. 0-2 on the way towards Alexander, and just missing outside was Crowley. Dobkin had to dive across to grab that outside offering. It's 1-2. Lawrence trying to get at that elusive third out here to end the bleeding. They've already let 2 runs come across. 1-2 was on its way. Check swing just barely misses. On the high and outside corner, it's Deuces wild.
Yeah, same spot as last at bat, 2-2 count. You got runners on. You're going to try to keep this kind of away from the middle of the plate this time.
2-2 towards Crowley. That's knocked into the outfield. Underneath of it is Josh Vakrosky. He will make the grab. And the Cardinals will finally end the bleeding here off a fly out to the left. 2 runs come across thanks to a 2-run RBI single from Avery Lacey. The Cardinals have their lead cut in half. They'll look to reestablish that here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Pemberton strikes back a little bit here. They trail 4-2 to the Cardinals of Lawrence on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2. Lawrence looking to respond after giving up a pair of runs here. They still lead by a pair in that category. The score is 4-2 Cardinals' favor here in the bottom of the third. Josh Vakrosky will lead off for the Cardinals. It's Vakrosky, Williver, and Aiden Crowley due up here for Lawrence in the home half of the third. And Vakrosky will hold off on that, called for a strike, and we're underway here in the back half of the third inning. 3 hits. Scored 2 runs here for Pemberton as Baker is not able to loft that one home plate. There's 3 singles there for Pemberton. Was able to come across a couple of people across home plate. Vakrosky looking to respond. Pops that one into the air. Alexander running underneath of it. Rather, that's Helm who's able to make the grab and left. And one is away here for the Cardinals.
Just got under that one. There's not much to say about it. He popped it up out into left. Still went pretty far for how under he got it. But
shows the power that this young kid has got.
Yeah. And he knows it too. He knows he missed one.
Brings up Connor Williver, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out back in the first. That'll find the zone there as Baker looks to get into a little bit of a rhythm. Pemberton has won 4 of the last 8 games, and it was literally an in and out. It was win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Williver will ground this one to Alexander, who lofts it to first, but off of the bag there was Tavares. And able to be... Is Williver safe there? Williver was safe.
Yeah,
so,
off the bag.
So Alexander was, or rather Tavares was off of the bag, so a little bit of a wild throw there from Ty Alexander. We'll put Williver on for the first time today. I'll have to see if they score that an error or a hit, I believe. I would score that as an error, personally.
Yeah.
So Williver will come on here as a base runner with 1 away, and it brings up Aiden Crowley, who was walked back in the first, got to second on a balk, got to third on a wild pitch, and another wild pitch brought him home. Had a pretty interesting trip around the base path there, and his last time by, he jumps ahead by a pair, 2 balls, no strikes. So everybody else about to get underway here. A 3 o'clock start here for the Cardinals, which caught a little bit of everybody off guard here. And the Cardinals did not have, Lawrence High School, I should say, did not have school this afternoon, thanks to the Memorial Day break. 2-1 on a foul tip to the parking lot for Crowley. He'll tap back in here. Baker just trying to end things here for the Cardinals, who went up 4-0 through the bottom of the first. Weren't able to score anything in the second, and have been yet to score anything here in the third. Baker delivers towards Crowley, lines that one through the gap for a base hit. Williver will stay at second. Everybody moves up a station and brings up Andrew Benitez.
That was a really, really good at-bat from Aiden Crowley. Made Baker work for strikes, got out in front, and then he got his pitch, but you could see it. He waited, he loaded back, really subtle load back, waited for that to cross the plate, and just got his hands to it real quick, lined it out into center field. Really, really good at-bat.
Crowley, I think it's safe to say that he is definitely a part of this murderer's row, and that's a line shot, but looking to play the double play here is Pemberton, and they will not get it. Talarico is calling for runner's interference, and he may have a case. It was a ground ball to Lacey, got the out at second. And as Crowley was coming through, he made contact with Arnwine. As Arnwine wasn't able to make the throw to Tavares on line, and Eric Talarico is absolutely beside himself, and I don't blame him. That looked very close to being runner's interference.
So I missed it. I was watching Benitez chug down the line there. I feel like Benitez, he was making that anyway.
I mean, I don't know how the infield umpire would see, because he ducked out of the way when Benitez hit a line drive towards him.
Well, nonetheless, it'll put runners at the corners with 2 away. It takes away Aiden Crowley, and Taurico will call the shift here with Drew Dobkin coming to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to right. Lawrence looking to bring this back to a 3, potentially 4-run lead here with Drew Dobkin to the plate. Dobkin lets that first pitch go past him, and that was high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes, runners at the corners. Benitez at first, Williver at third, 90 feet away from making it a 5-2 ball game. Baker looking to get that third out here to put his team back in the 4th. Benitez goes and looking for the double steal. Here's Pemberton. That one got away from Alexander. Williver will hold up at third. And it puts runners in scoring position. Ducks on a pond. Turkeys on the table here for the Cardinals. Benitez will steal second. That got away from Alexander. And Williver wisely holding up at third to keep things alive here. And hey, no force out play at second.
Yeah, got a little hung up there on the fake throw by the catcher there. I feel like he could have had an opportunity to run home, but smart play, staying there. You have Benitez moving over to second now.
3-0 count here for Drew Dobkin as Baker trying to get that reset. And I think what happened was Linares had the pump fake back at third, then threw it, but that caught Alexander off balance because he wasn't expecting the pump fake. That'll find the strike zone for the 3-ball, 1-strike count towards Dobkin.
He had Williver stumble a little bit trying to crawl back. He got in head first, but that ball kind of trickled away.
It trickled away, but you don't know where it is unless you have eyes on it.
Right.
3-1 on the way towards Dobkin. Grounds this one in field. Looking to play the first play at first is in time. The Cardinals strand 2 more on the base paths to remain up 4-2. Pemberton coming back here. They have another opportunity to try to strike back offensively, Lindsay.
Yeah, 100%. You want to know what? They got their bats going in the last inning because they're getting on Connor Crowley and how his pitches are, and also the strike zone, which is what you have to notice as a batter. If they keep that mindset going in, we might see some damage happening.
We'll have to see how things go here with Connor Crowley returning to the hill for the Cardinals on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTBS TV.
Cardinals strand 2 more runners in scoring position, but are not able to get anything more across the plate here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2. Lawrence still leads 4-2 over the Hornets of Pemberton Township. Pemberton trying to get back into the dance here. And that's a line shot going towards the gap, but getting underneath of it is Poot. He'll make the grab there. And flying out is Owen Soto, putting that one right into his own office for the center fielder. 1 away on a single pitch.
I mean, Owen Soto, he had good contact on it, but too high, not enough with distance, and Aiden Poot was there to make the catch.
Brings up Aiden Taveras, 0 for 1 for the senior first baseman. And that trickled through about 3 legs there for Connor Crowley. It trickled through the legs of Taveras, got through the legs of Dobkin, and nearly got through the legs of the home plate umpire. Went off of his ankle. We'll shake that off, and we'll redo it 1-0. Pemberton looking for another inning that they had, as Taveras will have a swing and strike there. The Hornets had 2 runs come across to cut the lead in half for the Cardinals, who lead 4-2. Crowley delivers towards Taveras, and a called second strike will put him in a 1-2 ditch. Steiner versus Coltsneck has got underway here. They're in the bottom of the first inning, still scoreless. 1-2 from Crowley, and fouling that one off to stay alive as Taveras sent the entire dugout scrambling on that foul tip towards the right side of the field.
Well, yeah, when your players are outside the fence, you're hoping that you're not going to get hit with a foul ball.
I'm waiting to see how long it's going to be until somebody gets called to go back into the dugout. Called third strike against Aiden Taveras will put 2 away here in the top of the 4th. Lawrence looking for another shutdown inning here to try to jazz their offense here a little bit.
Yeah, we got the bottom of the lineup coming up, and Lewis was the one who got the first hit off of Connor Crowley.
Lewis 1 for 1 with a single. It's his bottom of the order that's been pesky here for Crowley so far this afternoon. 6 strikeouts on the afternoon so far for the older Crowley brother. His younger brother Aiden could be used in relief, either Aiden or Connor Williver. Here's a ground ball right up First Avenue. Aiden Crowley is able to grab it, and he'll be out and away. On a 1-2-3 shutdown inning here for the Cardinals, and they desperately needed that. So the offense looking for a little bit of a charge here after a defensive web gem there from the Cardinals. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th with Seneca Sumners leading off. Sumners, Poot, and Connor Crowley due up for the Cardinals on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
What?
Poot is on deck here for the Cardinals as we come back to Lawrence Baseball on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Coming here for the bottom of the 4th inning, Lawrence leads 4-2 over Pemberton Township. Sumners, Poot, and Connor Crowley will be due up here. In this home half of the 4th, they lead 4-2. So Sumners is 0 for 1 with a ground out. Back in the 2nd inning. Sumners just trying to get on base here for the first time today. Aiden Poot has got on twice. So far this afternoon, he's in the on-deck circle. Michael Baker remains on the mound. And looking for a bunt attempt there was Seneca Sumners that goes outside and he pulls back in time, 1-0. Lawrence leads by a pair here, trying to extend that. 1-0 on the way, and here's a bunt laid down Third Avenue. Grabbing it was Alexander. He lofted for a moment and able to get on first with the Speedy Gonzalez legs is Seneca Sumners. Speedy Sen will get on with an infield single, and the top of the order will flip back over.
Yeah, that's called stealing first base. You know, you lay down a bunt nobody's expecting. Was it Alexander over there? Had no idea, didn't see it coming. Rolled it over there, kind of fielded it like a ground ball. He didn't charge it. Seneca was basically already on first by the time he even attempted a throw. So great job there by Sen.
That one gets away on the pickoff attempt from Tavares. Sumners on his horse. He'll get all the way to second. It's lost in the wall. He's going to get all the way to third. Sen will slide in the DMs at the hot corner. And a big mistake there from Pemberton, was stuck in the fence. And it makes Aiden Poot's job a million times easier. Coming up here, and that was a pickoff attempt gone horribly wrong there for the Hornets.
Hey, let them beat themselves. Steal first base on a bunt, like a beautiful bunt. Bad pickoff move. Sends on third within one pitch.
And that one gets away from Linares. Sen will come home. The play at home is in time. Baker thought he had the tag laid down in time. He is not happy with the call. Sumner's a little bit of an unorthodox trip around the base pass, but he's able to get home in time, and the Cardinals will find a little bit of luck here in the 4th. They're able to score. It's 5-2.
Nice little
What do you
league
expect
sequence.
with Speedy Gonzalez on the bases?
Yep.
So it's a bases clearing. Couple of errors there and a passed ball there. As Poot will see that one whiz through the strike zone for the 1-1.
That's a hell of a sequence. 2 pitches thrown, a bunt, bad pickoff move, advances the third, wild pitch allows him to score.
So it's a 5-2 contest, and Aiden Poot looks to take that one for a ride, fouls it off of the right field fence, 1-2. Poot, 1 for 1 so far today with a walk, or a single, a walk, and a run. So far on the afternoon here, he's in a 1-2 count with nobody away. The top of the order flipping back over. And that gets away from Linares once again. That has got, what was it, the 8th wild pitch of this game so far?
It's
Something
definitely
like
up
that.
there. Definitely.
He's struggling with those off speeds. They keep bouncing.
I have to see if Talrico tries to go to his bullpen here. every single pitcher, all 5 pitchers listed here for Pemberton are available to pitch here today.
But who would they choose? Go hush.
I'd probably go with Brendan Colby maybe. He looks to be in the dugout. 2-2 on the way towards Poot, and that gets away from Linares once again, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. Poot looking to get on base for the 3rd time today. Baker just trying to get that first out here. Here's the full count on its way, and that's a shot into deep center field. Running back for it is Owen Soto. That goes off of the wall. It'll be at least 2 for Poot. He'll get to second in time. A standing double for Poot. We'll put another Cardinal in scoring position. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
And that pitch was just a bit outside there from Michael Baker, who was just not had a really good showing here so far today, as we welcome you back to sunny Natakis Field for today's coverage of Lawrence High School baseball on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2. Looking to lay down a bunt there was Connor Crowley down 3rd Avenue. The count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Trey Wright, Lindsey Scorola, and CJ Jackson on the call in game number 1 of the NJSIAA 2025 Central Jersey Group 3 State Sectional Tournament here. Lawrence High leads 5-2 over Pemberton Township here with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. With a runner at second. High bunt laid down by Connor Crowley. Play at first is off of the bag from Tavares. Another wide throw from, who's that? Ty Alexander will put runners on the corners, and Pemberton on the infield play has not been able to get anything. Still nobody out there on an infield single for Connor Crowley.
Yeah, these Cardinals can kill Pemberton with these bunts, because you got Tavares at first, you got Alexander at 3rd. They're not moving an inch. You know, Crowley laid down a bunt, that went foul. Laid down again, didn't move.
It's really been the small ball that's been killing both of these teams here so far today. We saw it kill Lawrence a little bit back in the bottom of the 3rd, or top of the 3rd, and now we're seeing it swing the other side of the pendulum here for Pemberton. Teak Toto takes this one for a ride. Deep into right field. It is just off of the red. Monster will go down for at least 2. Poot will come across to score. Same thing for Connor Crowley. And it is a 2-run RBI double there from Teak Toto. Looked like it had enough juice to go over the wall. It doesn't matter. It's up to a 5-run lead for the Cardinals at 7-2.
By the reaction of the Cardinals dugout, they also thought it was going to go over that fence for the 2nd time this year. But instead, it just hit the wall. But we know Teak Toto, he's got the power, and the power was proven right there. On 2-run RBI double, and Lawrence takes a 7-2 lead.
Yep, just a perfect piece of hitting from the most mature hitter in this lineup. Got his hands to it, put nice barrel on it. We all hoped it went out, but anything really hit hard out into right there. You're thinking, hey, it's big out there. You got a huge wall. Anything off the wall is a double, even a triple depending on who hits it. So, you know, seeing a line drive out there definitely will wake the dugout up.
Oh, and that's a home run in pretty much every single ballpark here for the Colonial Valley Conference. Vakrowski lays this one all the way to the wall. That'll score Toto from second. Vakrowski still digging. It's still at the wall. Soto trying to find it. Soto lays it over. Vakrowski running for home. The play at home is not going to be in time. And inside the park, home run for Josh Vakrowski. Hey, Vsauce, Josh is there. He gets a 4-bagger to make it a 9-2 game.
Vakrowski perfectly hit that in the most perfect spot of this outfield to the deepest part of center field, the 402 mark, and inside the park, 2-run home run for Josh Vakrowski. And boy, have we seen it all here today.
We talked about his power on his pop-up that he had in his last at-bat. That looked like he got real under it, but still traveled very far out into left. This one, just a ground ball line drive in the infield. Basically, it rolls all the way into the outfield. Like, it hits the turf right past second base, and this just has so much speed. It keeps rolling and rolling, and when it rolls, the legs roll. And Vakrowski's got sneaky speed into that 4 spot too. He comes around head first sliding to home. Couldn't ask for a more beautiful ground ball. Ooh.
And I saw Jim. Jim was not stopping him. He had the keep going motion.
I thought the arm was going to fly off of Jim's shoulder the way he was pinwheeling it there. And finally, Pemberton will go to the bullpen here.
I'm pretty sure I saw Baker go out into center field.
I don't know what that was. And that was just a line drive right through the gap, and it rolled all the way to that 402 mark. Soto was doing his best to try to keep up with it, but with the turf that you've got here at Natakis, it just rolls all the way to the fence. It's got the speed. It rolled all the way to the fence, and Vakrowski was already at second by the time Soto got to the play, and he was home free. He has got the jets. He has got the wheels, and what a play for Josh Vakrowski, an inside the park home run. Haven't had that happen this season, but goodness gracious, what a way to kickstart this bottom of the 4th inning here. And Brandon Avery will come on here. Rather, Avery Lacey, I should say, not Brendan Avery. What am I talking about? Avery Lacey will come on to relief pitch here with still nobody out in the top of the in the bottom of the 4th.
You know, usually on those hits like that, go back to Vakrowski, you know, if you're as an outfielder, especially a center fielder, if you don't play that angle right, where you're coming across and you're stopping it in its path, if you even misplay it by a few steps, you're going to be playing catch up, especially with the ball hit that hard. So you saw out there Lewis out there. He was it was Soto. Soto out there. He was running, playing catch up, chasing this ball all the way to the fence. He was way behind on that. So, you know, as an outfielder, you really have to play those angles out there.
5 straight hits here for the Cardinals. 5 runs come across here for Lawrence in this 4th inning so far. Eric Talrico, he says that's enough there from Michael Baker, who was shelled out on the hill, and infield wasn't really giving him much help here. And what a 4th inning that this has been here. You got that single from Seneca Sumners on that bunt. Poot lays a double there after Sen scores on some wacky infielding play. Poot lays down a double. Connor Crowley lays down an infield single to put runners at the corners. Toto with a 2-run RBI double. As Connor Williver fouls that one off, and Josh Vakrowski a 2-run inside the park home run. What else can you really say? And I know Seawell is trying to keep this hit parade coming. 9 hits there against Michael Baker. As Avery Lacey will just try to get this first out, and that's popped into right field by Williver. Mark Lewis is underneath of it. He'll make the grab right behind his head, and finally, 6 batters into the onslaught. Pemberton is able to get an out here on a fly out to right.
Just feels like a brand new inning, you know. You got 5 runs come across, new pitcher comes up, still nobody out. Sewell, obviously, every Cardinal in this lineup now wants a piece of this party, but yeah, just got under that one.
Taking a look at Baker's stats here for the inning as Aiden Crowley looks to keep things going here for the Cardinals. Baker went 3 innings there, allowed 9 hits, 9 runs. We'll say 8 of those were earned. 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. And that plunks Aiden Crowley right on the numbers there to put another runner on the bags here for the Cardinals. That is yet another runner hit for Lawrence this season. And the trend of the Lawrence Mets continues.
He caught that one right in the middle of the back, and you heard that thump too.
Yeah.
Oh. You know, sometimes, you know, I'm not sure if that, you feel like that would hurt less? Yeah, right in the center of the back.
I think
Maybe.
right down here. I'm trying to remember what muscle this is.
Lombard?
Yeah, right on the lumbar, on the lower back, like right below the shoulder blade.
I'm not sure. Oblique? I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Obliques in the front.
Not a trainer.
Crowley going, Linares firing, and not able to get it in time were the Hornets, and another successful stolen base here for the Cardinals. That'll put Aiden Crowley at second on a successful stolen base. every Cardinals batter so far in this contest has been able, actually all but one have been able to get to second. The only one batter was Connor Crowley when Teak Toto struck out back in the second, but every other batter has been at least able to at least second in this contest so far. See what they are able to do, but Lawrence leads 9-2 on a 5-run bottom of the 4th inning here. And Benitez will be walked there by Avery Lacey. And it puts 2 on here with 1 away, brings up Drew Dobkin.
This is a perfect time for that occasional Drew Dobkin opposite field line drive right over that first baseman's head. He's been, it's been out to play. We saw it in the championship game against Robbinsville last week. Yeah, does it again, then you can drive in 2 more.
This 4th inning has been a thing of beauty here for the Cardinals. Looking for the double steal here is Lawrence, and no throw there from Linares. Ducks on a pond for the Cardinals. Turkeys on the table to put the Cardinals in the double-digit category after what can really just only be said as a perfect bottom of the 4th here for the Cardinals. Almost everybody able to get on base so far. Seneca Sumner's in the on-deck circle. Lawrence batting around the order here for the first time today. 2-0 will be a 2-1 as Dobkin fouls us to the backstop. Aiden Crowley at 3rd. Benitez will be at 2nd. So Lawrence, who was leading by only 2 runs at one point, now leads by 7. Dobkin lines this one into the Bermuda Triangle, falls down for a base knock. Crowley will score. Benitez will hold up at the hot corner. Like you said, CJ, right on time, and Oppo Taco into the Bermuda Triangle in right center. Cardinals will be into the double-digit category. It's 10-2.
Yeah, he loves that stuff, yeah. Not hard enough to really get Benitez to come across the score, but hey, 10 runs now, double digits. We were 2 more runs in this inning. We could be looking at a short end here.
We definitely could. Jim Mayer emptying his bench already with Shane Mitchell, the lefty, coming into courtesy, rather pinch hit for Seneca Sumners. And Avery Lacey just trying to get some confidence going here. Was able to get a fly out there from Connor Williver, but then plunked Aiden Crowley, walked Benitez, and Dobkin singles for an RBI to make it a 10-2 contest. Shane Mitchell will come on, got his first varsity hit against Hamilton West all the way back on Saturday morning in the game where they honor the 25th anniversary of Jim Mayer's state championship winning team. For the Hamilton West Hornets program. Mitchell 1 for 9 on the season so far. We'll have to see if anybody else will come out of the Cardinals' pen here. Mitchell setting up here, righty versus lefty. That's low and inside. So Mitchell will jump ahead 1-0 in the count. Runners at the corners here for the Cardinals. Benitez 90 feet away from making an 11-2 game. Ethan Graham at first. Another low and inside play there from Avery Lacey will jump Mitchell ahead in the count 2-0. Mitchell sees that one go into the strike zone for the 2-1. Lawrence batting around the order here in this 4th inning. In case you're just tuning in, you have missed a lot. It's been a hit parade so far in this inning with 6 hits. And a home run here for the Cardinals as Mitchell will take that in the strike zone 2-2. Mitchell trying to get that second hit here. Ethan Graham leading off from first. He'll dive back in the foxhole on the pickoff attempt there from Lacey. So Arndwine will now play at second here, and that gets away from Linares once again. Benitez will score to make it an 11-2 contest. Graham will extend to second. Pemberton really, the wheels falling off of this Pemberton program, guys.
Yeah, I think there's a little more than just the wheels coming off.
The wheels, the What else is on a race car? I'm trying to think as the count goes full with Graham at second.
Well, you're the NASCAR guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Striking out there was Shane Mitchell on the top of the order, flips back over.
The engine's giving out.
The engine gives out, the camber gives out. What else? I guess the tire deflates, all the lug nuts. It's a loose wheel.
You
So
lost the wheel.
We lost the wheels already. Now we're losing the rear end housing. We're losing the fuel tank. I'm trying to think of what else we're losing. I'm trying to think of all the things that have broken on my brother's race car in NASCAR. Had the rear end housing. We've had the engine go. The alternator's broken. Pretty much everything but the frame coming apart here for Pemberton, who trails now by 9 runs. If Poot is able to knock in another run here in the bottom of the 4th, Pemberton would have to get at least 1 run here. Poot fouls out 1 to the parking lot. That goes away from my car. That could hit your car for all I care, Lindsay.
I don't want it to hit my car.
Oh, Lordy. Poot in a 1-1 count, an 11-2 ball game here, making it a 1-2 count with 2 away. Lacey gets the sign, and that's high and tight towards Poot. 2-2, Ethan Graham, 180 feet away from making a 10-run lead for the Cardinals. You know that Pemberton just wants to have another chance to bat here. 2-2 on the way, and got him swinging there was Avery Lacey. Aiden Poot will not be on the base pass for the first time today, but he is still 3 for 4. And finally, the onslaught will end here for the Hornets of Pemberton. A 25-minute inning there for the Cardinals. We'll have to see what goes on here as we come back on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
A 7-run, 6th inning, or 6-hit bottom of the 4th there for the Lawrence Cardinals brings it to an 11-2 score here as we go to the top of the 5th inning on 107.7 The Bronc Retro. Lawrence was only leading by 2 runs at one point, but a 25-minute home half of the 4th will essentially take things away here from Pemberton, who was just trying to get things going. Getting things going all right were the Cardinals, who were able to put 7 across home plate and taking advantage of a lot of mistakes here were the Cardinals, but they also got the hits going in spades. As Drew Dobkins sees the one fouled outside of his glove there, and it's 1-2 towards Anthony Helm.
See, I'm looking at what the Cardinals lineup has done, and I cannot decide on who an MVC would be so far.
Here's a ground ball over to Sumners at short. Well, loft to Crowley at first, 6-3.
You're just thinking about that. I'm still stuck on the inside the park home run.
Yeah. But you got to think about it. Yeah, everybody in this lineup has hit today. Everybody is worthy of most valuable.
I'd say Connor Crowley, personally. He's 2 for 2.
I think Teek's got to be up there,
Teek's
too.
Teek's 2 for 3. Vikrowski is 1 for 2. Vikrowski's 1 for 2, and that one gets away from Connor Williver. That may go for 2 here from Michael Baker. He'll get to second, maybe in time. No, he's not. What a throw from Vikrowski. Got it on line to Yariel Guzman. It is a 7-6 force out there, or put out, all the way at second, and Baker's bad day just got a lot worse there. Goodness gracious.
I mean, you're Baker, you're thinking, I hit the ball down the line, easy double, but underestimating Vikrowski's arm is something that no team should do. He does have a bullet of a throw for an outfielder, and he got him at second.
I think that play alone should put Vikrowski in contention for the MVC. Again,
well, he's up there.
Now he's up there.
He certainly is. Poot's 2 for 2. Crowley's 2 for 2. Here's a ground ball inside, into the glove of Williver. Fires it to first. He gets it in time. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals, and they are 1 run away from ending things in a mercy rule here. In game number 1 of the Central Jersey Group 3 state tournament, we'll have to see what this high-power, high-flying Lawrence offense is able to do here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So based on the fielding, it looks like that Arnwine will transition over to short and Baker will go to second. As Javon Linares will go up.
Baker went to center, and then Soto went to second.
Okay, so we've got a whole rotation here. So Soto at second. Arnwine at short.
Yep.
And then Baker at center.
Feeling a Connor Crowley bunt here. Right down third base line. He beats
another infield bunt here from Seacrow?
Hey, take advantage of the laziness at the corners here.
It worked the last time here. Both Alexander and Tavares have not been doing well. It looks like Aiden Tavares must have been infused with the body of John Tavares, I should say. I know nobody here watches hockey and is probably not an Islanders fan, so nobody got that reference.
Neither did I.
Here's a pop fly into the parking lot from Connor Crowley. Lawrence leads 11-2 in the bottom of the fifth. One more run coming across home plate would mercy rule the Hornets of Pemberton. The Cardinals would move on here to the second round of the NJSIAA State Tournament. Another pop fly into the parking lot for Crowley, and he's quickly in an 0-2 hole. You're just swinging at anything here if you're Connor Crowley.
Trying to get that base runner on, that 10-run difference. You're trying to get that.
High fastball there from Avery Lacey. Nearly went to the backstop. Linares able to grab that from orbit. It looked like it could have hit the International Space Station from up there. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crowley fouls it to the parking lot. He keeps getting closer to my car.
He's got to foul it that way, to the left.
He keeps.
You got to park further down the line, Trey.
Hey, that's my spot. That's where it's a good luck spot. Linares sees that one go to the backstop for the 2-2. It's whatever it's called. It's superstition. I always park in that parking spot.
Next to the
I
pole.
always wear sunglasses. I always wear this Washington Nationals hat. I always use a mechanical pencil. Here's a ground ball over the head of Avery, and it gets away from Soto. I don't think it would have mattered in time. The wheels from Connor Crowley will get him to first. He is 3 for 3 so far today with another single. Based on the pitching performance that he's got, I'd say that he is up towards the front for being today's MVC. Ben Hogger will come on a courtesy run.
Yeah, he's definitely the front runner now. But hey, Vakrosky could hit another homer. Teak could hit a homer right here. You know, if you hit a homer, you're in contention.
It's not. I mean, Teak was 3 for 3 in the last against Hamilton West in that 6-3 win. Takes one right towards the belt, bends around the baseball there for the 1-0 count. Lawrence leads 11-2 in the game-winning run at first at the cold corner. Toto 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, a single and a double. Lines this one into the gap. Going back for it is Michael Baker. He's right underneath of it. Backpedals to make the grab for the first out. And that had some distance on that one. Jeez Louise.
I just saw Baker keep backpedaling and backpedaling. I'm like, he's either going to, 1, trip and fall, or 2, he's going to reach the fence. But it died, I'd say, from our vantage point, maybe about 10 to 15 feet from the fence there. But it's still lined very hard.
Probably had that top spin and just died last minute.
Mm-hmm.
So brings up Josh Vakrosky, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI fielder's choice and a 2-run inside the park home run. Takes this baby for a ride. Deep into center field. It is off of the wall. Going back around will be Ben Hogger. Here comes Vakrosky to score from, or rather Hogger will score from third. Vakrosky with a triple, and that will do it. A walk-off triple for Josh Vakrosky will end the game after 5 1/3 innings. And the Lawrence Cardinals say good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Pemberton. 12-2 is your final. Vakrosky walks it off with a triple, boys and girls.
This is a beautiful hit overall. Hit it opposite left center, right over Baker's head. It just kept going.
You know, he wound up his buddy Teak Toto there because Teak hit it in that same exact spot. Vakrosky kind of hit it a little further right, a little farther too over the head of Baker there. We got a tough decision now. We really do.
That was definitely a lot. Vakrosky with 4 RBIs today. Connor Crowley with an RBI, but he was 3 for 3 with 3 runs. We'll probably have to have both of these cats on here this afternoon, but what a game for the Cardinals. Able to get their first win out of conference win at home. But more importantly, they're moving on here in the state tournament. They will take on the winner of Jackson Memorial or Hamilton West. That game going on right now. But we're going to take a quick timeout, and when we come back, it'll be time for our Lawrence postgame show here on 107.7 The Bronc Retro, WRRC2.